I wasn't going to do a video about this show, but to be honest, I've not been putting many videos up recently, just especially wrestling videos, mainly just PWG and the odd ROH videos. I've hated WWE's product recently, so I've had no motivation whatsoever to do any videos on WWE, whether it be reviews, previews, even just general thoughts. I've been that sort of disillusioned with the overall product that I just can't be arsed. I can't be arsed to get myself in gear to make any videos about the product at all. So, but I thought I'd sit down and watch the show and do a quick, recap, review, thoughts, whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to go into great detail on every match. There's some absolute the usual WWE bollocks on this show that just does not need to be there. There was a couple of really good matches and a couple of promising moments, if you like. So first match, Sheamus and Dolph Ziggler. This was probably the match I was most looking forward to. Big fan of Ziggler. He should be permanently in this kind of spot. He's over with the crowd. The crowd were 75-80% behind Ziggler, it seemed to me, just coming across. And fucking Jerry Lawler, I know his retirement age is about 84 years old, but the crowd were clearly chanting, "Let's go Ziggler," and Jerry Lawler says, listen to this crowd, how loud they are chanting, "Let's go Sheamus." And it was absolutely obvious that they were chanting, "Let's go Ziggler." Like, they need to just stop ramming Sheamus down everyone's throat. We know that he's doing well, he's doing a good job, he's getting over, he's becoming the man on SmackDown, especially in drug-taking Randy Orton's absence. He's going to become even more of a star, so we don't need to be reminded of it constantly. We don't need it rammed down our throats, and our intelligence doesn't need to be insulted. The crowd wanted Ziggler to win in this match, and that's just the way it goes. Just like they wanted Daniel Bryan to go over Sheamus. If they want the crowd to cheer for Sheamus, they need to put him in a feud with someone like Kane, Big Show, Cdy Rhodes, someone that's a genuine heel. Ziggler is over with the marks, and they're always going to chant for him because he's good in the ring. So, and that's just the way it is. That's the way it always will be. But yeah, this was a cracking match. Got a decent amount of time, about 15 minutes or so, I think. And Ziggler went out, did his thing. Absolutely, he's the best seller in the company, in my opinion, at the moment, by a mile. Always makes the other guy look $1 million. Got that Shawn Michaels quality about his selling, where he always makes the other guy who he's in with look like a beast, even if they're not. And this was a great match, back and forth. Never thought Ziggler was going to win. Obviously, he wasn't going to win. I don't think the crowd really bought into him winning. It was a late replacement for Del Rio, obviously, so that made it even less likely. But they did what it was there to do. It kicked off the show with a good match and got the crowd into it. So, moving on to fucking hell, Santino Marella and Ricardo Rodriguez. Why? I'm not even going to talk about this bollocks. Santino Marella is look at the list of people that have been US champion. And then look at Santino Marella. That belt used to hold such prestige, and the matches on the pay-per-views were always a focal point. The Chris Benoit MVP feud over the US title, Matt Hardy and MVP. I mean, these are the feuds and the matches that we were getting just 2 or 3 years ago. Great matches, always an integral part of a pay-per-view, and now it's just nothing. What is this? Are these two feuding? What the fuck's going on? I'm not talking about it anymore. Absolute bollocks. Waste 5 minutes of my life that I never get back. Christian and Cdy Rhodes, third match. This was okay. I thought this flattered to deceive a little bit. I was looking forward to this. I thought it would be probably one of the top 2 or 3 matches on the show, if given the time. It wasn't given a great deal of time, about 10-11 minutes, I think, and not enough time for him to really tell the story, in my view. Christian obviously was going to go over, as he should have done. He's got to keep the belt, give Christian a decent run as IC champ, and then re-elevate him back to where he was before he got injured as a viable contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. Maybe have him feud with Sheamus, or someone like that further down the line when Orton comes back. But yeah, it was okay. The last 2 or 3 minutes when they were countering finishers and such like was okay. But the match before that was pretty slow. Flattered to deceive it. Like I say, flattered to deceive a little bit in my opinion, but it was still okay. Fourth match was the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team to determine the number 1 contenders for the tag titles, whatever the fuck they're worth at the moment. Having said that, this was a good match, and these are 4 promising teams, without a shadow of a doubt. They've got some really good talent, some really good tag teams, WWE. They need to capitalise on it, because this is the strongest, potentially the strongest that the tag division has been for a few years. Since back in maybe 06, 07, when there was London and Kendrick, Regal and Taylor, and the Hardys and such like, back like 3-4 years ago. These are some damn good teams. Primtime players, I guess that's the new name they're going by. Titus O'Neil and Darren Young won this match. They're the new number 1 contenders to face R-Truth and Kofi Kingston, which should be a great match. I really like the look of Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel. I guess that's a newly formed team. All really athletic guys. The Usos are really good, really impressive team. They've got the makings of a good tag division. They really need to capitalise on this situation. And I hope that they don't piss on it before it gets started just because the crowd weren't into it. The crowd were dead for, I think this match was about 10 minutes. The crowd were absolutely dead for about 7 or 8 minutes until the last couple of minutes when we had the Hurricane Rana off the top rope to the outside, and then all the different finishers were getting hit in the last 2 or 3 minutes, and the crowd really got into it. The crowd don't care because WWE has given them no reason to care. If they stick to this and actually build a couple of feuds out of these 5 or 6 tag teams that they've got, just build a couple of. They don't have to focus on it week in, week out. They don't have to make it a big part of the show, but just keep the feuds ticking along so the crowd are actually invested and they give a shit. They've got a reason to give a shit. Because this was a decent match and decent potential for all of these tag teams, in my view. Moving on to more bollocks. Sin Cara, most unover prick. Right, I've had arguments with different people through comments about Sin Cara over the last couple of weeks. This guy will never ever be over in WWE in the States, ever. The only guy he can have a half semi-decent match with is Hunico, just because he knows him from Mexico. They know each other. They could have a decent match like in a pitch black room. They know each other that well. He can't have a decent match with anybody else. Maybe Rey Mysterio when he comes back, but anybody else, there's no way. I can't put it into words how like frustrating it is and cringeworthy it is to watch Sin Cara perform. What he's doing is gymnastics. He can't work. He can't work a decent match. He doesn't sell. He just gets up. If he's been worked on for a few minutes, 2 or 3 minutes of a match, worked on a certain body part, he just gets up, starts springing around the fucking ring, Hurricane Ranas, head scissors, springing into that. Sell. You've got to sell. And turn the fucking lights on. Why are they continuing to have Sin Cara wrestle under these illuminated lighting? I don't understand it. Just turn the lights on. What the fuck's going on? It's just not believable. He'll never. I'm going to come out and say, it might be a bold statement, but he'll never ever get over in WWE ever to any level anyway. Not even. I don't think he'll even get over to mid card level where he's challenging for IC, US titles, that sort of level. The crowd don't believe it, and I don't believe it, and I don't see how anybody can believe it. He doesn't entertain me in the slightest. It's just bollocks. He can't work a decent match. You're not believable. So anyway, rant over there. But next match, CM Punk, Kane and Daniel Bryan for the WWE title triple threat match. This was a pretty long match, got a decent amount of time, about 20 minutes I think. This was a great match, no two ways about it. Pretty much what I expected. I expected Punk to retain, and I expected there'd be something to do with AJ towards the end of the match, and that's what we got. Hate this storyline. I hate AJ. Hate AJ's acting. I think it's bollocks. I think she can't act. She looks like fucking Tito Santana. It's just, I hate how that this whole love triangle bollocks with AJ has almost become like the more important issue than the WWE title. The WWE title was fucking almost secondary in this match to what would happen with AJ. She was going up to everyone before the match, talking to him, and it's like the most important title in the company is on the line in this match. This should be about three guys competing for the most important prize in the company. It shouldn't be about a fucking 5-stone slag like AJ. I mean, sorry, but that's the way it is. Bollocks. It was a good match, but I hate the storyline, and the sooner it's fucking finished, the better, because it looks like it's going to drag on for a few more weeks, but whatever. But yeah, I will say that Kane looks really impressive since he's come back. He looks as though he's slimmed down. He looks a lot more athletic, back to where he was like 01, 02, 03, that sort of time, before he really bulked up and put a load of weight on. But yeah, really good match, and not much more to say. Ryback, another squash by Ryback. I've had enough of this. I don't need to see this anymore, especially on pay-per-view. I mean, yeah, it's only 2 minutes, 2-minute squash, but how many times do we need to see it? It's the same fucking, it's like Groundhog Day. This fucking Goldberg wannabe comes out, does the double where he gets two 5-stone guys on his back, and does a Samoan drop type deal. We've seen it before. We see it every single week on SmackDown. Put him in a feud. Put him on the mic. Let's see what he can do on the mic. Actually give him a chance to get out, because he ain't going to get it. He's only going to get over to a certain degree. Keep doing this. Keep squashing people. I think the crowds are already getting bored of it. That's my phone. I think the crowd are already getting bored of it, and they want to see him actually in a competitive match, and so do I, because this is getting stupid now. And on to the main event, Cena, Big Show, steel cage match. It started off, the first 10 minutes I hated. Slow, pondering, even for a Big Show match, this was slow. I mean, it was run Cena into the cage, step on his chest, argue with the crowd, punch Cena, put him in the cage, elbow drop, argue with the crowd. Like, fucking hell, do something. Gain my interest in this match. And they just didn't until the last 4 or 5 minutes of the match, when we had an absolute army of interference, and it actually got to the level where the crowd were into it, and it was actually got a bit exciting. Cena went over, so it looks like Laurinaitis is fired. I'm glad about that. I've never ever enjoyed his work, Laurinaitis. I think he's just bollocks. I've seen videos where people actually like him and actually find it entertaining, but not me. I just think it's been an absolute disaster. His on-screen persona has been just shite. So I'm glad if they stick to it anyway, and he's gone, then I'm glad that's over and done with. We can move on, get a new GM, and get Edge. I either want Edge, Foley, or get Vince back as an on-screen character permanently. I don't give a shit, whatever, as long as it ain't Johnny Ace, because he sucks. So yeah, I didn't like this match at all. It was too slow until they got to the last, 3-4 minutes. So yeah, what they're going to do with Big Show from here, I don't know. I'd like to see a feud with Ryback. Big Show and Ryback feud. That'd be a decent spectacle, I would think. So fuck it, do that. I don't really care. This was the reason that this show sucked buy rate wise, and sucked attendance wise, apparently. I don't know what the attendance was, but apparently it was absolutely terrible. There was empty seats everywhere, even at ringside. And I know they were offering deals like 4 tickets for $60 or $70, was it? Something like that, I read. Which is crazy money, really. Cheap as fuck for a WWE pay-per-view. And apparently it was nowhere near a sellout. And this was a big reason for it, this main event. Build has been terrible. I think everyone knew the match was not going to be very good. So they need to do a lot better, a lot more effort into the main events. But yeah, that's it really. It was decent enough. There was a couple of decent matches that were worth going out your way to see. But again, the usual WWE bollocks on pay-per-view that we don't need to see. So yeah, thanks. See you later.